Welcome to U.S. Immigration TV. Now, before I start, I have a big shout out and thank you to all of my viewers because I have just reached 100,000 subscribers. So thank all of you, and hey, maybe we can go for 200,000 really fast, but very proud of that. Okay, but let's get to more serious stuff, and that is President-elect Donald Trump has now confirmed that once he is in office, he will declare a national emergency and use the U.S. military to carry out mass deportations of migrants living in the U.S. without legal status, meaning out of status, and also to round up and deport migrants pouring across our southern border. Now, Trump's confirmation of this national emergency came on his social media platform, Truth Social. And it was where Tom Fitton, who is the president of the organization Judicial Watch, posted that the incoming Trump administration is, and I quote, prepared to declare a national emergency and will use military assets to reverse the Biden invasion through a mass deportation program, unquote. Now, Trump's response to that posting was, all caps, true. So there is the confirmation. Somebody says Trump is going to use the military, and Trump says, yes, true. Now, I've already posted several videos where I dealt with Trump's plans for this mass deportation, which he promised to get started as soon as he enters office. As he stated, and I quote, "On day one, I will launch the largest deportation program in American history to get the criminals out. I will rescue every city and town that has been invaded and conquered, and we will put these bloodthirsty and vicious criminals in jail, then kick them the hell out of our country as fast as possible." Also, in a previous video, I discussed that Trump has named Tom Homan as his new border czar. Now, Homan was previously the former acting director of the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, and he had said that the Trump administration's plans for mass deportation would first concentrate on criminals and national security threats. However, he did not rule out that non-criminals such as visa overstays could also be deported. In fact, when he was asked about separating children from their parents, he indicated that he could solve that problem by simply deporting the whole family. But the point being is that they were supposed to first target criminals and national security threats, but who knows? The point is that by declaring a national emergency based on the crisis at the southern border, Trump believes he would be able to mobilize the National Guard to help carry out the mass deportations. He also discussed reassigning troops from overseas, bringing them back and putting them in the Mexican or southern border. But even moving forward with mass deportation, and this is my opinion, I think it could be a logistic nightmare for the Trump administration. I mean, think about it. How are they going to actually round up and deport an estimated 11 million people living in the U.S.? Where are they going to detain them until they're ready to be deported? Are they going to start building detention centers, concentration camps? How will they deport them? Are they going to be using trains, planes, automobiles? That's going to be a lot of trains and planes. Where are they going to deport them to? And another thing, think about it. What if these people who are being subjected to mass deportation and they're not criminals or felons or terrorists, what if they have American citizen children? The children cannot be deported. Are they going to separate the parent from an American citizen child? Also, and this is another important thing to think about with this mass deportation, before Trump can deport a person, that person has the right to go in front of an immigration judge and plead their case. Now, right now, There is a backlog of about 3 million cases. There's simply not enough judges or courtrooms to handle this mass deportation. And realistically, it could be years before a person will finally have their day in court. So it's not just something immediate that they're going to be picked up in the street and taken to the airport, unless, of course, they have a prior removal order. Also, think about the contributions that these people are making to our country and economy. And I say that because many people who are in illegal status, they're working and they're paying taxes. Now, I know that the law doesn't allow unauthorized employment, but the fact remains that these people are paying taxes and they are filling jobs. If they are deported, our country is going to suffer a loss of tax revenue and a labor shortage because these people, to their credit, are doing jobs which Americans may not like to do, and they're just going to go unfilled, and the tax revenue loss is going to be catastrophic. Now, here's my theory. Here's my hope. Here is my prayer. I expect, or I hope, that Trump will limit his mass deportations to just the criminals and the terrorists and those who pose threats to U.S. safety and security. Not necessarily target the mere overstays, the person out of status now married to a U.S. citizen, or the tita or the lola living at home. Those aren't security threats. Let's hope that Trump, once he builds his wall and he stops the flow of people pouring across the southern border, and then he finally deports all the criminals and the bad guys, I'm hoping that he's willing to compromise with the Democrats on some form of legalization program for the rest of the people in the U.S. who are out of status, pose no threat to the U.S., and want to contribute to this great country. I know that Trump's mass deportations are causing a lot of fear and anxiety in the immigrant population. I am now having consultations coming into me, even people married to U.S. citizens, telling me they are frightened. They cannot sleep at night. So much anxiety going on for themselves and their future in America, especially if they have family here and children. Will they be able to stay here? I also know that people can get desperate. And what happens is a lot of times there will be scam artists such as notarios or immigration consultants who may seek to take advantage of that desperation, that fear, and that anxiety. So it would be my recommendation that if you are going to do anything about your immigration situation, or if you want to find out if something can be done, you should consult with an attorney, not a notario, not an immigration consultant, but an attorney who can evaluate your situation and provide the best way to legalize your status legally. Remember, Trump is against people pouring across the border illegally, but he kept repeatedly saying he has no problem with legal immigration. The attorney can provide you with the options and the chances, unlike an immigration consultant or a notario. By way of example, I don't understand about using notarios or consultants. If you need surgery, don't you go to a surgeon? You don't go to some person who is unlicensed to perform surgery on you or your kids. So why, if something as important as your immigration, your future in America, are you going to a non-attorney? So that's why I always say, to get legalized legally, see or consult with an attorney. And I understand how important this topic is to you, mass deportation and the changes and developments that may come about during Trump's upcoming term. So to be kept updated on the most recent developments in immigration, especially Trump's plans for mass deportations and his cracking down on illegal immigration, make sure to like, share, and also subscribe. Be part of the next 100,000 subscribers to this channel. I'm Michael Gurfinkel, and thank you for watching U.S. Immigration TV.